Welcome, class, to Lesson 8-2, Day 2. Today, strong mathematicians can draw and measure angles. So take out your notebook, your pencil, to write down today's date, the name of the lesson, and let's dive right in. As you know, about from yesterday, we're just kind of reviewing some more things. We have a point, we have a line, the way they're written and the way they're abbreviated. We have line segments, part of a line. We have angles. What makes an angle? Two rays make an angle. They're shared at a vertex. Remember that a degree is a small unit of measurement. We have right angles, which are 90 degrees, super important. We have straight angles, which are 180 degrees, super important, helping us solve other factors. We have acute angle, smaller than 90. We have an obtuse angle, which is bigger than 90. And we have a protractor as our tool that we're using to measure angles. And let's dive right in. So we have some more angles just to obviously practice. We got some colors today. It looks like angle BLU and angle RED. So we're going to measure these angles again, but remember our strategy. Hopefully you can tell me and maybe pause the computer so you can hold up your protractor to your screen and see if that works. See if your measurements come up the same as mine. But the first thing we should look at is the angle acute, obtuse, right? So I'm always draw my little right line right there. The angle only goes this much, so I know it's going to be an acute angle. Which I can also do this one right away is that same strategy. Draw my line up. It goes beyond the right line, so I know this one would be an obtuse angle. Obtuse. Which tells me that I know my acute should be between 0 and 90. And my obtuse should be between 90 and 180. So that way when I use my tool, the protractor, I can make sure I'm reading the right side and the right, either the inner compass or the outer compass, to get the correct answer, not the most accurate result, the correct answer. So we're going to line up right there. Notice that that circle point right there, where those two lines meet, that right angle, is on the vertex. And it looks like this is approximately, I'm going to say 32 degrees. So 32 degrees. I checked, that fits in between there. So I was reading the inner compass, not the outer compass, because that would have said 148, and that would not be a correct answer. So let's make sure we're using the right side of the protractor. We're going to line it up again. Let's see, right in the middle. That looks pretty good. Shot at 1. And this looks like it is, I thought it was 165, but it looks like it's 166 degrees. So notice it falls all the way into our thing. If your line's not big enough, you can just get a ruler and can you just stretch this line out so it's large enough to reach on your protractor. Sometimes if you draw really small, you can't reach and you can't see, and it ends up being somewhere right there. Just feel free to stretch that line out with a straight line, and obviously then you'll be able to see where it goes through on the protractor. So hopefully your measurements are close to my measurements to see how different the screen is versus the TV. And now we have an example again, just some more questions of how to answer these. Name one right angle. Name a straight angle. See if you can do these right now since this is our second day going through this, and see if you can solve these right now. And let's see if your answers match mine. What's one right angle? We know it's angle. Make sure you have that angle symbol. PAK would work. We could also have angle PAY would also be a right angle. Our one straight angle would be angle. We'll go with yak. We'll go this way. Or it could be K, right? As long as the vertex is the same. How much bigger? Well, it looks like the same. We had 180. So yak, going this way, is 180. We have KAP, which is right here, which is 90. So 180 minus 90 degrees is 90. That's why I said knowing angles, knowing the straight angle of 180, knowing the right angle of 90 can really help us solve some of these problems. So KAW is 150. So right here is 150. What is PAK? Well, PAK would be pretty straightforward. That's going to be, PAK would then be, well, that would be 90 degrees. That was a gift, I feel like. That was generous. How about PAW then? Well, PAW is that missing part that we don't have. I'll use a different color of this angle right here. So you have the red one, that one. Well, we know that if it's 150 is the big angle, and we know that part of that angle is made up of the 90 of PAK. That leaves us with 60 degrees. So 60 degrees would be the angle of PAW. So just more practice understanding how, if we know right angles and how we know straight angles, that can help us find out the measurement of missing angles. And here's some, that same drawing, but we're going to take a little bit more of a tour to see if we can solve some questions. John leaves his house and rides his bike south on 1st Street. So we'll just add a compass rose to help us out. So this would be a compass. which means north and south, west and east. So here we go. So John leaves his house and rides his bike south on First. What kind of angle does he make for each turn in this route? What is the measure of each angle? So John turns southeast onto Avenue A. So here's John's house. So he's traveling, this is his first line, and he's turning southeast. So they want to know right here, this angle, right there. Here's my little vertex. So let's go for it. So we're going to take a car compass out right now. And now sometimes, so they've all been nice, but sometimes you actually have to spin your compass to make it match up. So you can take your compass and actually spin it. So I always like to spin it so it's right on that line. And it looks like, I'm going to bring it down a little bit so theirs is on the line right now. And it looks like if I take this all the way up, I can't even see this one, but I'm going to say it looks like it's going to be, I think it's halfway in between. Oh, don't want to bring that puppy back. There we go. I'm going to say it looks, if I draw it straight up, I'm going to say this one looks like it is 115 degrees, which would be obtuse. And it looks like an obtuse angle, right? I should have done my strategy of drawing it. So now he's on Avenue A. So I'm going to get rid of we'll move this right now. It says when he reaches Washington, he turns west. So he's continuing on A right now. So we'll use a different color. So he's continuing on Avenue A till it's Washington. And right here's Washington. So he cuts it back this way. Well, I know from there to there that looks awfully acute, which would tell me his measurement is going to be between 0 and 90. So let's bring back our compass, or our protractor, not our compass. Compass draws circles. And we're right here. Now we're going to spin this one to be on Avenue A. And now it looks like this one is 0 going on Washington. This one is Avenue A. It looks like it is 25 degrees. And that looks like that would fit. There we go. How about this one? 25 degrees, and that looks like it would be an acute angle. So notice using the protractor, we can move it and angle in different positions to help us measure and find straight the measurement of angles. So you can draw a line right now. Box 3, now your turn. So today we're going to have you draw and measure. We're going to draw and measure an acute angle labeled MAP that is greater than 20 degrees but less than 40 degrees. So now we'll challenge you even more to even hone in your drawing skills and measuring skills of acute angles. The next one is you to draw and measure a right angle labeled OIL. Obviously, there's only one way to draw a right angle because it has to be exactly 90 degrees. And then I want you to draw and measure an obtuse angle labeled TON that is greater than 130 degrees but less than 150 degrees. So you can pause the video right now and good luck on completing those tasks. And here's just one more situation with looking at some shapes, using our skills of knowing straight angles and right angles to help us really understand the measurement of these pieces. So you can pause the video right now and answer the following questions. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to write them down or share them out. If you also have any strategies that you use, make sure you share those as well. And thanks again for another great lesson.